yonder window breaks. It is the east. And Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it.
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man.
I am too bold. Not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, and they in her head? All the brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp. Her eye in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night.
Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. For my name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place deck, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls. For stony limits cannot keep love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight, and but thou love me, let them find me here. For my life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
My love, who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. Oh, I am no pilot, but wert thou as far as that vast shore washed up with the farthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. The farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say, Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behaviour light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere I was ware my true love's passion, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night has so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear, the tips were silver, all these fruit tree tops
Oh,
that
swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by then?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
Oh, if my heart's dear love could tell thee how—
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightened. Sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. A sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet I would it were to give again.
Must thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. I come, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed night. I am afeard, being in night, all this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honourable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. And all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. I come anon. But if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
Ah, and so thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night. Romeo? It is almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird, who lets it hop a little from his hand, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would that I were sleep and peace, so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, and my dear have to tell.
Once I had a mouse in my apartment, and now every time I hear movement out of the corner of my eye, I think I see
frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light, and flecked darkness, like a drunkard, reels from forth day's path and Titan's fiery wheel. Now ere the sun advances burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds, precious juice of flowers. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace which lies in herbs, plants, stones, and their true qualities. We're not so vile that on the earth that lives, but through the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that fair use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice, sometimes, by action dignified. Within the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence, and medicine power. For this, being smelt with that part, cheers each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. To such opposed kings encamp them still in man, as well as earth. Grace and rude will, where the worser is predominant. Full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, Father!
Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet salutes me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye. Where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Oh! Therefore thy earliness doth me assure thou art aroused by some distemperature. Or if it be not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
Yeah, the last is true, the sweeter was my red.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosalind?
Oh, with Rosaline ghostly father, no. I forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. Where hast thou been?
I'll tell thee ere thou askest me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, when on a sudden one hath wounded me, that's by me wounded. And both our remedies within thy help and holy physic lies. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Well, then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on her, so hers is set on mine. And all combined, save what thou must combine in holy marriage. When, and where, and how we met, and wooed, and made exchange of vows, I'll tell thee, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosalind, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes.
Thou chidest me off for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
Bidst me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have. But come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Let us hence, I stand in sudden haste.
Wisely and slow. They stumble that run fast.